Okay, this guava berry flavor, seriously my new obsession. I got this huge variety pack from Costco. So good. Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Whether you're new or returning, I'm so grateful that you're here. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Nicole. I'm your go-to girl for all things related to fashion, fitness, and of course, honest AF try-on hauls that keep it 100% real. Okay, you guys, today is such a fun video because I went a little bit crazy and I ended up spending $500 on the brand new Buffbunny Miracle Seamless collection. This is from their brand new launch, the Strong AF Miracle Seamless collection, with, of course, our girl Bailey Stewart, and this is actually their second collab with her. Honestly, I love that Buffbunny is collaborating with athletes in our community like Bailey. It makes this drop feel even more special. I spent my own money on everything in this haul. Nothing was sent to me. Nothing is sponsored. So you know you're getting a completely honest review. We're going to be going over the fit, fabric, squat proof test, pros and cons, and of course, all of the details you need before deciding if this collection is really worth the hype. All right, let's jump straight into the leggings because these were definitely the hot topic of this collection. And I will say people had some very strong opinions on these. So the question is, did I love them or did I hate them? Let's get into it. So after trying them on, the verdict is, I absolutely love them. I seriously don't know why everyone was tripping on these. These are honestly phenomenal leggings. We're gonna get more into details, but these leggings are seriously amazing. They give you great tummy control, great compression. I really love that balance because usually you have to choose. Either you get that compression in your stomach, but then it ends up flattering your glutes, or you get that glute pop, but then you end up having no tummy control. That's definitely not the case here, and I really feel like you get the best of both worlds. I would say that the materials in between a light to medium weight, not too thick, not too thin. Of course, it's going to be much thinner in the glute pocket than the rest of the legging. In the glute pocket, it's definitely lighter, which we obviously want because this is how our glutes are going to pop. This sewn-on waistband is probably one of my favorite details. I wish every activewear company would do this. It stays in place, it doesn't roll, and it sucks you in, which I so appreciate. Now for the details. This has one of the most aggressive widow's peak details that I've ever seen on a legging. And of course, I'm absolutely here for it. That's what's going to give you the illusion of that upper glute contour and give you really nice round upper glutes, which we all want. I'm getting great glute separation and phenomenal under butt lift in these. These leggings, you guys, give you literal inches to your glutes. It's giving mass. They are so incredibly flattering, especially if you want that wow factor. For sizing and fit, when it came to the Playa Ombré and lipstick red, I did get a high rise. Again, I am 5'1" with a short torso, but in the hot pink ombre, I'm actually getting more of a mid-rise, which is super interesting. We are going to get more into the fit a little bit later because I noticed with this collection especially, it was very color dependent. Now, I know that the paneling and the contouring, especially going all the way down to the hamstrings, ended up triggering a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, it is a lot, but I absolutely love it. And if you want something more low-key, Buffbunny has plenty of other options. I do think that maybe if they shorten these hamstring lines or this contour, it would appeal to a wider audience. But otherwise, there's a lot of us that do want that wow factor when it comes to the glutes. It's tough to compare these leggings to Alphalete Pump or Dfyne's Impact because I honestly think that they're so different. It's really like comparing apples to oranges. With Pump, especially with the leggings, you definitely do get that lift, but it does come with more compression, which ends up sacrificing the glutes, and it does flatten them out a little bit more. And you also don't have that thinner glute pocket with Alphalete Pump, which really makes those glutes pop. I would say with the Miracle Seamless leggings, you definitely get more of that bubbly look, so super round and definitely more of that exaggerated glute contour. The shading and the seam placement almost cup your glutes, and they definitely make them pop in a more dramatic way. Dfyne Impact's still flatter, and I never thought I would say this, but they are more subtle compared to the Miracle Seamless. Instead of that exaggerated bubble lift, it's going to be more of that smooth, natural shape enhancement. And it just goes to show you how far activewear has come. But do you remember when people thought Amplify leggings were a lot? I would say compared to Impact, the Miracle Seamless definitely has a higher compression, especially in the waist overall. With these, I definitely get more of that airbrush look if that's what you're looking for. Impact is definitely lighter compression in the waistband. With Impact, I actually do get a little bit of gaping in the waist. I would say that this waistband, when it comes to compression, is going to be more similar to Alphalete. I'm absolutely here for it. I love a good compression when it comes to the waist and solid tummy control. When it comes to the backside, I will say that Dfyne looks more sleek. They're not going to be as dramatic. And at least when it comes to the leggings, they're not going to push or lift as aggressively as the Miracle Seamless leggings. Again, we are not talking about the shorts for this review. And the only reason why I didn't buy the Miracle Seamless shorts is because you guys know I am not part of the biker gang. I just knew I wouldn't like them simply because I don't like bikers. So I really hope that they come out with shorter lengths like a 4.5 or even a 5. And that way I can do a side-by-side comparison for you guys. Now back to the leggings. The Miracle Seamless is definitely more bold and eye-catching. Definitely more of a statement legging. Again, push-up bra for your glutes. I would say that the Impact leggings are a little bit more understated, but they're still super flattering. So when you think of Miracle Seamless, think of more drama, sculpt, pop. Impact leggings are going to be a little bit more sleek and natural. I honestly love both. It really just depends on what mood I'm in. And I will say that I really respect that Buffbunny just didn't copy another brand. They really took the idea of a BBL legging and made it their own. I really do feel Buffbunny in this. I think it's super unique, and I love to see their own take on a BBL legging. BBL leggings are definitely having a moment, so I'm so stoked to see these are what they came out with. Like I mentioned, it's super hard to compare these to Alphalete Pump and even to Dfyne Impact because I honestly just think they're so different. If anything, these remind me the most of the Lazuli Seamless French leggings, except these are miles ahead and a way better version. As you guys know, the Lazulis just didn't work for me, especially being 5'1". That glute pocket was just way too long. So the Miracle Seamless really does fix all of those problems that I was having with the Lazuli and gives me that dramatic glute contour, glute pop, exactly what I want. Now let's get into the colors because I did notice a pretty big difference in fit just depending on what color I was trying on. Let's start off with the Playa Ombré, the color that I am currently wearing. And you guys, the Playa Ombré is seriously my favorite color from this entire haul. Buffbunny absolutely nailed this shade. Especially for an ombre, it's bright yet still soft, and yet it still manages to be bold but subtle at the same time. I know that sounds super contradictory, but trust me, it just works. It's giving siren core, which I know that's exactly what Bailey was going for. I'm honestly feeling like a Miami mermaid in this, and I'm absolutely loving it. Perfect for summer. And it feels really special to have a piece of Bailey's vision come through so clearly in this collection. I absolutely love it. In the Playa Ombre, I tried an extra small as well as an extra small, and I am shook that I can get away with both. I was so nervous to try the extra small, but it actually works. The extra small just gives me a little bit more of that compression, a little bit more of that glute lift, and it's not too tight in the crotch, so it definitely works. Lengthwise, the extra small is definitely a little bit shorter than the extra small. Extra small is a little bit long, but not a huge deal because I always wear ankle socks when it comes to my leggings, so I'm honestly unaffected. Now let's move on to the hot pink ombre because that's where things get a little bit different. For whatever reason, this color just runs a lot tighter on me. I got it in an extra small, and honestly, it fits more like the extra small in the Playa Ombre. This one also sits way more mid-rise compared to high-rise, which I wasn't expecting. I actually like more of that mid-rise look. Again, I have a super short torso, but I'll take either. When I put on the extra small in this color, it was definitely tighter in the crotch area. So I'm wearing a jib thong, so you can't really tell. But with the extra small, I could just sense that once I started to move around, I would definitely get CT. Obviously, that is not the vibe we were going for. So even though I could size down to the extra small, in the Playa Ombré. With the hot pink ombre, I'm definitely going with the extra small. Definitely would not be able to get away with it in the hot pink ombre. I think sizing down in the hot pink ombre, I would just be way too uncomfortable, so I would definitely stick to my usual size extra small. And even though I did want to be a little bit adventurous with this color, I think with the ombre and the hot pink, it's just a lot for me personally. I honestly think that had I gotten the shorts, it would have been a little bit different just because they're shorter, so it's not as much length. Especially with these leggings, like with this glute pop, I mean, we're gonna be turning heads. Okay, we're gonna be breaking necks, you guys. So the glutes plus the hot pink ombre on me, it's just a little too much. If I could exchange this, I'd probably go with something more subtle like the mocha berry. But of course that shade sold out, and I actually just checked, and of course it's still sold out in my size. But that does tell me that a lot of people are feeling the same way that I do. These leggings are gonna be turning heads no matter what, so having them in a subtle shade just makes them way more wearable long term. All right, let's move on to lipstick red. This is a solid shade, no ombre. And honestly, I love the way that a flat color looks on these leggings. It's super flattering and it really shows off the glutes without any distractions. The fit here is definitely a lot closer to the Playa Ombre, definitely more high rise. Again, I tested it in both the extra small as well as the extra small. While I could have gotten away with both, I'm going to be sticking to the extra small. So same fit as that previous Playa Ombre. I just love that extra lift and compression that I get when sizing down. So definitely a good hack to try both. I will take any extra lift or compression that I get, and I really only get that when I size down. I'm really happy that I tried both sizes instead of sticking to one, but honestly, I think it comes down to the color in this collection. So there are definitely some inconsistencies when it comes to sizing in this collection, but again, I don't think it's the biggest deal. I'm more than happy to exchange for something else. When it came to these leggings, to be honest with you, I really didn't get Barbie crotch, and I also didn't really get CT either until I sized down to that extra small in the hot pink ombre. Otherwise, with the Playa Ombre and the lipstick red, no CT and no Barbie crotch. Super exciting, but I really do think that this is going to be color dependent. All right, let's go into the sheerness scale with the sticker, of course. Let's start off with the Playa Ombre. I'm giving this a 2 out of 5. These are definitely sheer, you guys. I really don't know what else to say. That glute pocket does need to be thinner in order to make your glutes pop. Definitely only wear a nude thong with this one. Now moving on to the lipstick red, I'm giving this a 3 out of 5. Still pretty sure with this one. Again, I can only recommend nude thongs. I mean, that glute pocket is just always going to be thinner. So I would say just be safe, wear nude undergarments. Moving on to the hot pink ombre, I'm sorry, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 when it comes to the sheerness scale. Still pretty sheer, nude thongs only. I definitely wouldn't say any of these colors are squat proof, but again, that is what nude undergarments are for. All right, moving on to the sports bras. Let's start off with the one that I'm currently wearing, and that is the Halter Seamless Sports Bra. I'm just gonna say I am obsessed with the sweetheart neckline on this. Super flattering, super feminine. I stuck with my usual size small in the sports bras, and as a 34D, it fit me perfectly. What I really appreciate is the fact that Buffbunny gave us options with that removable and adjustable elastic strap in the back. So cool, so unique. Personally, I'd wear it without it just because I love that look of an open back sports bra, but I know it's a me thing and I love to have the choice. Support-wise, I would call this a solid medium, and I am a BTC girly, so this says a lot. I absolutely love the length on this. I'm not getting any of that unintentional underboob, and I'm also not getting any of that side spillage. As a BTC girly, it's honestly the perfect length, perfect coverage, 10 out of 10. It's funny because I know Bailey said that she wasn't the biggest fan of this sports bra, but as a BTC girly, I am absolutely loving it. It kind of reminds me of those Alphalete Amplify bras that we used to cut into halters, but better. With those ones, I always get the worst side spillage. So I'm absolutely loving this one because it's giving me that bra, but intentionally designed this way. Plus, it comes with removable cup pads for those of you interested. All right, now let's move on to the Wonder Seamless bra. Now, on the flip side, when it came to the Wonder Seamless, I did size down after looking at some reviews. So I sized down to an extra small for this one. I heard it ran big, so I sized down thinking that I would be fine. And honestly, it's still too big. I am going to be exchanging this one for an extra small to see if it works better. But it's just crazy to think that I'm ordering an extra small, especially as a 34D. The band on the bottom is actually fine. The bottom is supportive and does hold me in. The problem is all up top. I'm just getting a bunch of extra fabric. So I'm getting bunching around the neckline and these straps are just way too long. It's also a little too much fabric and width on the sides. The straps themselves are adjustable, but the thing is, when I adjust them to the appropriate length, you can end up seeing these little adjusters by the front of the neck. And that just looks so unnatural in my opinion. I think that those adjusters should always be in the back. And it just looks and feels a little bit awkward. When I adjust them super tight, I am noticing a little bit of pressure around my neck when I'm wearing the sports bra. From the back, I do think the straps just sit a little too far out and wide. I really wish that they honestly would have made the back crisscross, similar to the crisscross in the front. I think that would not only be flattering, but hopefully more comfortable, and then maybe the size would fit accordingly. It's such a bummer because I really love the concept of this bra. It's something super unique, and it's not like any other bra I have in my activewear collection. I especially love the look of this sports bra in the lipstick red. It gave me total sexy mamacita vibes, and I really want it to work. Unfortunately, this fit and the extra small just isn't working for me, so I'm really hopeful that the extra small will be better. So I'm going to be keeping my fingers crossed. If it doesn't work out, I'm just going to be ordering my good old faithful Halter seamless bra. Super reliable, and I know the small is going to fit. So if you're debating between the two sports bras, I will say that the Halter seamless is the clear winner for me. It's true to size, super flattering. It's super supportive, and honestly, I feel confident wearing it. The Wonder Seamless looks amazing in photos, and I love the concept of it, but the fit unfortunately just isn't there unless you're willing to size down not one, but maybe even two sizes. I'm going to be trying out the extra small, but again, if you're someone that's already an extra small, then there's really not much for you to do. Personally, I would stick with the Halter if you want something reliable, and then maybe try out the Wonder Seamless bra if you're willing to gamble with sizing.
All right, besties, so as I was editing this, the extra small came in, and I can honestly say that it does fit me, especially as a 34D. Yeah, so it's pretty wild that I had to size down by 2 extra sizes. I know that obviously if you're an A or even a B, you might not have that option. I'm not having those adjusters show in the front. They do sit in the back, which is really nice. And then, the bottom band is very supportive. Top is still a little bit loose, but I can definitely make do. So hopefully this helps. But again, sizing is very tricky on this one.
Let's move on to overall thoughts. So the big question is, would I buy these Miracle Seamless leggings again? And the answer is absolutely. I honestly think that they rival Alphalete Pump and Dfyne Impact, but they're still super unique in their own way, which I absolutely appreciate. If you're not into that bold wow factor look, I'll be real, these leggings might not be for you. But if you're like me and you love those glute emphasizing details, then these leggings were basically made for us. I feel like we're definitely the ideal customer here, and I'm sorry, I am a hoe for a ruche up the douche. Sue me. They fit incredibly well, and they just add so much mass and shape to the glutes. And the sculpting that I get with the upper and the lower glute is honestly unmatched. Plus, I can actually move around in these very comfortably. So there is a lot of compression when it comes to the waistband and when it comes to the under glute contour. But when it comes to the actual thigh, quad, calves area, that area is super stretchy, which is really nice because I can wear them more long term. I will say with Dfyne Impact, they are a little bit more stiff where I almost have to inch them up my calves. So I like that they still give me that glute pop, but that flexibility when it comes to my thighs and calves. The glute pocket is also perfect for me as a short glute girly. so that is a huge win. I'm also super excited to see what Buffbunny does with future prints and colors. That is definitely something that Buffbunny is known for. I'm loving that these colors that they gave us already. I would love to see some more neutrals come out though. Imagine these in some sort of sand, vanilla chai, or even a cashmere. I mean, just take my money at this point. If they come out with neutral colors, I am ready to buy. For sports bros, the Halter Seamless was a win. I'll be real, nothing groundbreaking, but very reliable and still very flattering. Exactly what I want when I need a go-to sports bra. And honestly, the older I get, the more I realize that reliability is so underrated when it comes to sports bras. And I love that they gave us this option. BTC girlies, this sports bra is for us. When it comes to the Wonder Seamless, I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit. But if you're not willing to gamble on sizing, or you simply can't size down anymore, I would probably skip this one. Unless you're really wide-chested, the fit on this one is pretty tricky. I'm still trying to figure out the sizing myself, and I think for the majority of people, they're just not going to have the patience with the sizing on this one. All right, besties, that's going to wrap it up for my $500 Buffbunny Miracle Seamless haul. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this helped you to figure out if this collection is worth adding to your activewear closet. Let me know in the comments, were you vibing with the Playa Ombré or were you team lipstick red? And if you picked up anything from this launch, what did you end up getting? And if you didn't pick up anything from this launch, let me know down below why. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps this channel out tremendously, you guys. Until next time, besties, I hope you have a beautiful day wherever in the world you are, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.